Namaste children, welcome to today's maths class. Yes, we are discussing the factorization chapter number 14. In the first session we discussed how to find the factors for the terms and for the algebraic expressions. And we know that there are three methods are there, that is by the method of common factors, by regrouping the terms and using algebraic identities. In the previous class we discussed the method of common factors. Now we will discuss here in this class regrouping the terms. When we use regroup the terms or rearranging the terms, why does it is necessary to regroup the terms? To regroup the terms, why it is necessary? Why it is needed? Yes. You see, for example, factorize 2xy plus 2y plus 3x plus 3. If you observe this expression, which is having four terms, do you find any common factor for all the four terms? In the previous session, that is by writing the common factors, we wrote the factors to all the terms. Do we find any common factor to all the terms? Yes, in the previous session, we found the common factors and we factorized the given expressions. But you see here in this question, 2xy, the factors of 2xy is 2 into x into y, 2 into y, 3 into x and 3. Do you find any common factor for all the four terms? No. For the first these two terms, we have 2 is a common factor and y is a common factor. 2 and y is a common factor. For the next two terms, 3x and 3 is a common factor. But there is no common factor to all the four terms. There is no common factor to all the four terms. Then how do you solve it? How do you factorize it? Yes, by regrouping the terms. How we have to regroup? In such a way that to get at least one common factor for a pair of terms, first two terms and the next two terms, that is first and second term, third and fourth term. First pair of terms and second pair of terms, they should have a minimum of one common factor. Like that we will regroup the terms, then we will find the common factors. Finally we can factorize this. Now you see here 2xy plus 2y. So write the factors for 2xy plus 2y. 2xy means 2 into x into y plus 2y means 2 into y. 2 into y. Now if you observe here, 2 is a common factor and y is also a common factor. That is 2 into y into what is left? X plus everything is taken common. Then what will be there? 1. 1 into anything is the same, we will get 1 into 2y is equals to 2y. So now we got 2 into y, it is 2y into x plus 1. So the common factors for 2xy plus 2y is 2y and x plus 1. Similarly, find the common factors for the last two terms, that is 3x plus 3. 3x means it is 3 into x plus 3 means it is 3 into 1. That is, again here we have 3 common is there. Take 3 common, then what it is? X plus 1. 3 into x plus 1. So now these are the common factors for 3x plus 3 and these are the common factors for 2xy plus 2y. If you observe these two terms, yes, in these two if you observe, do you find any common term? Yes, it is x plus 1 and x plus 1. Now we can say from this x plus 1 and x plus 1 is the common factor for all the four, that is for the terms. Now we can write this as 2xy plus 2y plus 3x plus 3, that is equals to 2xy plus 2y. What we got? Yes, it is 2y into x plus 1 plus 3x plus 3 is 3 into x plus 1. Now 3 and x plus 1 are two factors, 2y and x plus 1 are two factors. Out of these two factors, x plus 1 and x plus 1 is common. So you take 1 into 2y plus 3. So by observing initially we will not find a single common factor to all the given terms. We will identify a pair of terms. For that we will find the common factor. And next pair of factors terms also will take, and we will find the common factors. Then we will write in the combined form. Finally we will identify the common factor from both the factors. That is x plus 1 into 2y plus 3. Now what do you mean by regrouping the terms? Did you regroup the terms in this question? No. As it is, whatever the question is given, that question itself is taken. Now for example, the same question can be this question like this. You can ask factorize 2xy plus 3x plus 2y plus 3. Now do you find any common factor for these two? Yes, we have x is there. And do you find any common factor in this? 1 we will get this directly. So again you will not find any the common factor from both. Instead of this, if you replace this 2y or if this 3x to the side, that is rearranging, then what we get? 2xy plus 2y plus 3x plus 3. Now we will get in this form, our question form. That's why sometimes we will not find the common factors of a pair of terms. In such cases, what we will do? We will regroup the terms. Same this question can also be like this: 2xy plus 3 plus 3x plus 2y is given. In this case also, you will not find a common factor for 2xy and 3. Similarly, 3x plus 2y other than 1 will be the common factor, but no other common factors you cannot find. So for that, what we will do? Yes, this will keep at here and this will be shifted to here. That is by regrouping the terms. Then we will follow this method to find the factors of a given expression. So this method we will use especially for what? 4 terms are there. If any expression contains 4 terms or 6 terms, in such cases it is possible to use the method of regrouping the terms. I will discuss 1 or 2 examples. Yes. Now, exercise number 14.1. Third bit, factorize. In that first question, x square plus xy plus 8x plus 8y. So if you observe, do you find any common term for all the terms? Yes, for these 3 terms you have x is there, and here for these 3 terms, for these 2 terms you have y is there, and for these 2 terms you have 8 is there. And here we have x is there. So but there is no common factor which is common to all the 4 terms. So if it is necessary, you regroup the terms and you find the common factors. There will be some problems with some expressions where we will not regroup the terms. This is also an example. Here it is not necessary to regroup the terms because you take from the first pair of terms, we have x is there common. In the second pair of terms also we have 8 is there common. 8 is there common. So write these factors this in the form of first term. It is what? You take first term, this is x square plus xy. It means that x square means x into x plus xy means it is x into y. That is equals to x is there common. So take x common, then what left it is x plus what is left it is y. X into x plus y. Similarly from 8x plus 8y, that is 8 is there common, take 8 common, then what is left? Yes, x plus y. Now if you observe these 2 factors, we have x plus y and x plus y are common. One common factor is there. Therefore, you can write it as what? X square plus xy plus 8x plus 8y as, that is equals to x square plus xy is x into x plus y plus 8x plus 8y is equals to what? 8 into x plus y. Now x plus y we have a common factor is there. So you take that as common. X plus So x plus y into x plus 8. Here we are not regrouped the terms because the given terms itself they are already in the regrouped form. They are in the regrouped form. So once if you find them in the regrouped form, find the factors, identify the common factors, and finally we reach to the our required factorization. Now the fourth question: 15pq plus 15 plus 9q plus 25. Do you find any common factor for all the four terms? No, we will not find. 15, 15, 9 and 25. These three are what? Multiples of 5, but 9 is not a multiple of 5. 15, 15, 9, both are multiples of 3, but 25 is not a multiple of 3. Sorry. So we will not find the common factor for all the four terms, and the terms are also not in the regrouped form. You write them in the form of regrouped form like this. That is 15pq plus 15 plus 9q plus 25p. That is equals to regroup the terms. 15pq plus 9q plus 25p plus 15. This is one way of regrouping the terms. We can also regroup if it is possible in one more way also you can write. Don't think that only we will regroup these terms in this way. You can bring 25p to here and 9p to this side also if you take. You can interchange these two. In such cases also we will find the same factors. So the regrouping the terms may not be in one form only. We can have more than one form also to regroup the terms. Now write the factors for the first two terms here itself. 15 means it is 3 into 5 into p into q. This is 1 plus 9q means 3 into 3 into q. This is 1 plus next two terms 25 as 5 into 5 into p, 25p plus 15 means it is 3 into 5. Now we take first two terms, next two terms, identify the common factors. In first two terms you have 3 is there, one common factor, and here 5 is there but there is no 5. Next here p is there but there is no p. Here q is there and here also you have q is there. So what are the common factors in the first term? 3 and q. Multiplication there is 3q into what is left? 5 into p it is 5p plus what is left it is 3. 5p plus 3. Next in the third and fourth term factors, we have 5 is there which is a common factor, and here we have one more 5 but there is no 5. P, here there is no p. So what are the common factors from the third and fourth terms? It is 5 into what is left here is 5p plus 3. 5p plus 3. Now we observe 5p plus 3, 5p plus 3 are the it is the common factor. Write that together. 5p plus 3 into the leftover it is 3q plus 5. 3q plus 5. Like this we will factorize the algebraic expressions by using the regrouping the terms. See that here I have regrouped the terms in one way. You can get more than one way of regrouping the terms, but see that finally you will get only one form of the factors. That is these two factors only will be their common factors. It may be always changed. That is 5p plus 3 into 3q plus 5 or 3q plus 5 into 5p plus 3. Both will be same. Or 3q plus 5 into 5p plus 3 also we can write. Both are same. Is it clear children how to factorize by regrouping the terms? Yes. Now we will discuss factorization by using the identities, algebraic identities. Yes. Now we will discuss the third method of finding the factors, that is factorization using identities. Which identities? Yes, they are algebraic identities. In ninth chapter, algebraic expressions and identities, we have studied 4 algebraic identities. Can anybody say? Yes, they are a plus b whole square is equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square. A minus b whole square is equals to a square minus 2ab plus b square. A plus b into a minus b is equals to a square minus b square. And the fourth identity it is x plus a into x plus b is equals to x square plus a plus b into x plus a into b. These 4 identities also we use to find the factors. So what are the 4 identities? The first identity is a plus b whole square is equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square. 2ab means 2 into a into b. 2 into a into b. The second identity is a minus b whole square. A minus b whole square is equals to a square minus 2ab plus b square. A square minus 2ab plus b square. And the third identity is a plus b into a minus b. A plus b into a minus b, that is a square minus b square. A square minus b square. Yes, this is the first identity and this is the second identity and this is the third identity. Third identity. Now we have the fourth identity also is there. That is that will be in the form of x square plus a plus b into x plus a into b, that is equals to x plus a into, or you write this in the LHS as RHS and RHS as the LHS, like this, x plus a into x plus b, that is equals to x square plus a plus b into x plus a into b. Yes, this is the fourth identity. Fourth identity. Now we use these identities to factorize the expressions, algebraic expressions. If you observe the first identity, second identity, we have 3 terms are there in the right hand side. A square minus 2ab plus b square, a square plus 2ab plus b square, and even in this fourth question also. Fourth identity, x square plus a plus b into x plus a into b. 3 terms are there. So to use identity 1 or identity 2 or identity 4, how many terms we should find in the expression? Yes, 3 terms should be there. What about the third identity? We have only a square minus b square. 2 terms are there. So if 3 terms are there, definitely we will not use the fourth identity. Definitely we will not use the fourth identity, but there may be some special cases are there that we will discuss while we are discussing the problems. Clear? Now, first, second, fourth, I said 3 terms are there in the right hand side, but you observe first term all are positive terms, second term, middle term we have negative is there. So third term, sorry, fourth identity, we have again all are positive values are there. It means that second identity we use when the middle term is a negative term. When the middle term is a negative term, we use second term. When the middle term is a positive term, here also you have a positive term is there. So there is a possibility of using either first identity or the fourth identity. Now when we use the first identity, when we use the second identity, when we use the fourth identity or when we use the third identity, any expression which is containing 3 terms, all are positive and the first term and the third term, that is a square and b square, both are squares. First term and this last term, that is the third term, they should be squares and all the terms are positive. Here all are positive and first term, second term are what? They are squares. They are squares. In this case we use the first identity. When we use the second identity, Not second term, it is third term. First term and third term. First term and third term are squares. Even in the second identity also we find the first term and third term both are squares, but the middle term is a negative term. When we use the third identity, yes, it should have only two terms, and the two terms also should be squares. The two terms squares. Second term it should be what? A negative term. Here two terms are squares. Two terms are squares. Two terms are squares, and second term is negative. Second term is negative. Then we use the third identity, a plus b into a minus b is equals to a square minus b square. Then when we use the fourth identity, yes, it also should have the three terms should be there. First term it should be a for square. The third term it is a into b. It should be the product of two constants. And their sum should be equals to the coefficient of middle term. The sum of the factors of a and b should be equals to the coefficient of middle term. In this case we use the fourth identity. Now we have an idea which identity can be used at what places. All the questions we will find they will be in the RHS form. If the given expression is any of this RHS form, then their factors will be the desired LHS form. If it is there in this form, then the factors will be what? It will be in the a plus b into a minus b form. If the expression is given a square plus 2ab plus b square, then the factors will be a plus b whole square. It means a plus b into a plus b, two same factors. Is it clear, children? The algebraic identities. Now we will solve a few questions from exercise number 14.2. Now exercise number 14.2, the first bit. Factorize the following expressions. In that first question, a square plus 8a plus 16. The second bit, b square minus 10b plus 25. The fourth bit is 49y square plus 84yz plus 36z square. First thing, you should observe the terms in the given expression. Yes, a square plus 8a plus 16. All three terms are there. Therefore, we cannot use the third identity. So there is a possibility of either first, second or fourth. And all are positive. So definitely we cannot use the second identity as it has the middle term is a negative term is there. Then we can use either first term or the fourth identity. First identity or fourth identity. Observe, when we use the first identity, all terms should be positive. Yes, they are positive. And it should have three terms. Yes, it has three terms. And the first and the last terms, first and the third term, they should be perfect square. They should be squares. A square is a square. 16, 4 square. 16 can be written as 4 square. So now both are what? Squares are there. So which identity can be used? Yes, we can use the first identity. So you solve them using the first identity. That is a square plus 8a plus 16 it is 4 square. Now it is in the form of the first identity. What is the first identity? Yes, a plus b whole square is equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Here a square is a square only and a is equals to a. B square is 4 square. Therefore b is equals to what? 4. So from this a is equals to what? A and b is equals to 4. B is equals to 4. Now we express in that form. That is a square plus 2ab. 2ab, 2 into a is equals to a into b is equals to 4 plus b square means is 4 square. Now we compare a square is equals to a square. 2ab, 2 into 4, 8. 8 into 8 we can write this as a plus b whole square. A plus b whole square, where a is equals to a plus b is equals to what? 4. A plus 4 whole square, that is a plus 4 into a plus 4 are the two factors. So we have to observe the terms first, whether all are positive, all are that is negative term is there. First and the last terms are the squares or not. We have to observe. Now the second question: p square minus 10p plus 25 plus 25. P square 25 5 square. First and last both are squares. Middle term, yes, it is a negative term. Therefore, which identity we can use? Yes, it should be the second identity. A minus b whole square is equals to a square plus b minus 2ab plus b square. So the second sum here it is p square minus 10p plus 25. That is p square minus 10p plus 25 can be written as what? 5 square. So it is the second identity. A minus b whole square is equals to a square minus 2ab plus b square. Now observe the first and last. Therefore here observe the first term, p square is equals to a square. Therefore a is equals to b. 5 square is equals to b square. Powers are same, therefore their exponents are same, therefore their bases also be same. That is b is equals to 5. Now this is in which form? The second identity. A square means it is b square minus 2 into a is equals to what? P into b is equals to what? 5 plus 5 square. Now we compare this a square minus 2 into a into b plus b square. A square minus 2ab plus b square is equals to a minus b whole square. A is equals to p minus b is equals to 5, p minus 5 whole square, that is p minus 5 into p minus 5. Same factors will get in these cases. Now we see this fourth bit. Here again we have all the three terms are what? Positive terms. On 49y square it is written as 7y whole square. 36z square can be written as 6z whole square. Yes, first and last both are perfect squares and all are positive terms. So we can use the first identity. That is 49y square plus 84yz plus 36z square. 36z square. Right there. 49 is 7 square. 7y whole square plus 84yz plus 36 is 6 square. 6z whole square. Now write the identity. A plus b whole square is equals to a square plus 2ab plus b square. Now compare both the RHS. A is equals to 7y whole square is equal to a square. Squares are there, that is the exponents are same, therefore their powers must be equal. That is a is equals to 7y, and similarly the last of b square is equals to 6z whole square. Therefore b is equal to what? 6z. Now we can write this as what? A square, that is a square is 7y whole square plus 2 into a is equals to 7y into b is equals to 6z plus b square is 6z whole square. 6z whole square, that is 7y whole square means 7 square into y square, 49y square, then 2 into 7 14, 14 into 6, 14 6 are 84, y into z is yz, 84yz, 6z whole square, 6 square is 36 z square. So we have changed the given expression in the form of a plus b whole square, that is a square plus 2ab plus b square, which is a plus b whole square, where a is equals to 7y plus b is equals to 6z whole square, that is 7y plus 6z into 7y plus 6z. Like this we find the factors by using algebraic identities. Is it clear? Yes, I hope you understand today's concept, that is factorization by regrouping the terms and factorization by the algebraic identities, using algebraic identities. And I hope you understand. And your homework is exercise number 14.1, question number 3, second, third and fifth bit. Exercise number 14.2, question number 1, third, fifth, sixth, seventh and eighth questions. Complete the given homework and thank you very much.